like to welcome everybody to the 2024 Spring Athletic Assembly. First off, congratulations to the class of 2024. A few thank yous before we get started. I'd like to thank our maintenance staff, Mr. Derek Will and our senior leadership team, Mr. Chris Gay, Ryan Batchelor, Coach Holland, all of our parents who are in attendance today, came to all of our games and got everyone to our practices, all of our volunteers with the Booster Club, especially our concession stand, our bus drivers, all of our student managers, our student athletes, coaches, and all the faculty and staff at Augusta Prep. To get us started will be Coach Holland.
First, we have Coach Gay with varsity golf.
Thank you. It was a great golf season. Let's go ahead and call all our golfers up. First up, sophomore Will Valentin. Sophomore J.R. Weber. Junior Roy Gamble. Senior Jack Butler. Senior J.T. Gay. Senior Liam Riordan. Senior Nathan Smith. It was a great season for our golf team. A few of the highlights. We defeated Curtis Baptist in a match over at Mount Vintage back in March. We took a team to region, which is something we weren't able to do last year. And not only that, we finished 7th in the region tournament. And we had one golfer who advanced out of Region 2 state, and that was J.R. Weber. So congratulations to him. And with that, J.R. will be receiving our first award, which is all region. So come on up. I have 2 more awards that I'd like to give out. First is a coach's award. This goes to a player who was very raw, very new, probably could not hit a golf ball from the stage to the back in the air when we started, and now he could probably hit one from here to over the Giles Institute. Very proud of the growth and maturity and his playing ability in such a short amount of time, and his name is Will Valentin. And the last award is the Cavalier Award, and this goes to a kid who's a great kid, great golfer. He got better as the season went on, and I was able to get more than a couple of words out of him throughout the year. And if any of you know him, that's true progress, and that's Nathan Smith. And that is our 2024 varsity golf team.
Up next, we will have Coach Todd Booker and Coach Ben Finland with varsity baseball.
All right, real quick, if I could just have all the varsity baseball players, if y'all could come on up to the stage for me real quick. As these guys are walking up, I just want to say how proud I am of each and every one of these young men and young lady. These guys work extremely hard during the season, during the week, and weekends. We practice on weekends too, and they work extremely hard. I've been coaching a while, and I can honestly say this was one of the funnest teams I've been around. These kids are just good kids, and they work extremely hard. Several things I wrote down about this team is work ethic. Each one of these guys worked extremely hard and knew the value. If you want to be good at something, you got to work at it, and they did that. Team chemistry. Our team chemistry was excellent. You know, each game we had a different person step up and just do a great job. And these guys really respected each other, really cared about each other, and cheered each other on. With that, you know, we had good leadership from our older kids to our younger kids, just great leadership. Everyone knew their role on the team, and they did it to the best of their ability. And also, I want to say thanks to our parents. We got a wonderful group of baseball parents. Thank y'all. Our faculty, thank you so much. I know we had to get these kids out of school a lot to make some games, and I really appreciate y'all working with us, and our administrators. Also, Assistant Coach Ben Finland. Thanks, Coach Finland, for everything he's done. It was awesome. So what we're going to do now is we're going to call each person up to get their certificate. We'll go through this kind of quick. We also do have some awards, and we have some all-region certificates, okay? First certificate, Rachel Gay. And a lot of y'all don't know, I mean, Rachel does so much for us, especially for baseball and football. We're going to miss her and just thank her for everything that she does. She works extremely hard. Fripp McDougal. JT Gay. Jack Butler. Nathan Smith. Parker Chavis. Scott Williams. Bo Polcher. Barrage Beulah. Shay Joniak. And Parker Holland. With Parker, if you'll just stay here for just a minute, I've also got another award for Parker. Some of you probably don't know this, but he's our lone archery participant at the school. He represents Augusta Prep in archery. He is one of the, in his age group, he's like one of the highest ranked kids in the United States. I mean, he's really good at it. This year, he competed in the GIA state championships and won. So Parker was the winner of the GIA AA state championship. Congratulations. Before I give these all regional awards, again, we had a great season. We were lucky enough to make it to the playoffs. We hope to build on that each year, but we really thank our seniors for the older guys for laying the foundation for us, and also Coach Gay and all the hard work he's done with baseball. We really appreciate that. We had several young men who were acknowledged by our region as all-region recipients. The first one is Jack Butler. JT Gay. Fripp McDougal. And we had quite a few, and this just lets you know what kind of season these young men had. Scott Williams. Parker Holloman. Bo Polcha and Nate Smith. That was a great job to have 7 guys recognized as being top players in our region. At this time, we're going to give out 2 awards. Coach Finland will give out the first award.
Thank you, Coach Booker. I just want to take 1 second before I get to this award. I just want to give Coach Booker a huge thanks. He puts so much time into this, and you can tell that he loves it. So, thank you. All right, so I'm privileged with giving out the Most Improved Award, and this kid's been working hard for years, and
is the Cavalier Award. This is the award for a young and up-and-coming player in our program. I want to say a few things about this young man. Sorry, I can't see. This young man always had a great attitude. To be as young as he is, he has excellent knowledge of the game. He excels in the classroom. He plays way older than the grade he's in. He has a bright future ahead of him. He did some great things for us this year, and we're super proud to see what the future holds for him. Our Cavalier Award goes to Parker Holland. All right, one more round of applause for these guys, and that concludes our
Up next, we have Coach Patty Short with varsity girls soccer.
Hey, good afternoon. I just want to say how proud I am of this group of young ladies. Actually, could you all come up here? We'll see. No, hand out this As they're coming up, the one thing that impressed me from the start is their willingness to help wherever they needed to be. They showed me how responsible and dedicated they are. And as the season progressed, and I moved players around in different positions, sorry if you couldn't hear me, the girls truly adapted. They were fearless. We had a difficult competition this year, but they dug in as we continued on through the season. They were eager to learn at all times, and they were ready to fine-tune all the subtleties of the game. They never gave up. Most of all, they accepted each other for who they are, all their differences, their backgrounds, and their cultures. So I'm very grateful for all the girls, their desire. And we did make the playoffs this year, so I know we have a lot to grow on in the coming years. We're going to sadly miss our seniors, but I thank and appreciate the administration for giving me this opportunity to lead the girls, and the parents for allowing me to be just a small portion of their lives for this season. So thank you. Here I'm going to hand out the, oh, you guys already have your certificates. Nice. I'm going to call out their names anyways. I didn't know you already handed them out. Junior Bailey Hong. Freshman Callan Trapp. Freshman Madeline Barris. Freshman Sarah El Sayed. Junior Reina Patel. Junior Aya Mahmood. 8th grader Sohaila Tamadan. Senior Sarah Beth Trotter. Junior Ellie Trotter. Sophomore Reese Little. Senior Charlie Smith. Sophomore Kennedy Chambers. 8th grader Lily Rose Shuri. 8th grader Priyanka Patel. 10th grader Sarah Khan. 8th grader Lily Galvarino. And junior Gurpreet Kaur. Okay, so now I'm going to hand out 2 awards. Most Improved Award. Before this season, this player had a 15-minute session on how to play her position. She had such quick reactions and amazing stops that we heard Many opponents say, wow, they have a good goalkeeper. She is really good. She made some incredible saves, including penalty saves in her first season as a goalkeeper. So the most improved award goes to Bailey Hahn. Next I have, next I have the Cavalier Award. This award goes to the most valuable, important player. She led the team on the field with tenacity, discipline, and dignity. This player kept the team on task, led by example, and left every bit of her heart on the field. She played with great energy, so much so that I never wanted to sub her out at all. So the Cavalier Award goes to Sarah Beth Potter. And I don't want to leave out an important player on the team. I want to take a moment to mention how important Charlie Smith was to the team and to me. Charlie's character showed through a true leader. I'm getting emotional, but I'll try not to. Despite being unable to play, recovering from a long-term injury, Charlie made sure that things ran smoothly from the start. She motivated the girls in warm-ups and practices. She explained tactics and helped show techniques to her teammates. Many thanks to Charlie. I consider her an amazing assistant coach for these young ladies. So I just want to congratulate the whole team. Congrats on a great season, girls. Many more to come, hopefully.
Up next we have Coach Jeff McLarnon with Varsity Boys Soccer.
Guys, could you come up? Everybody that participated with the varsity team. Good afternoon. My name is Jeff McLarnon, and you might consider me a freshman here. I picked up the team this year thanks to Thomas Lane's coaching, Mr. Estes. I kept saying, "No, we'll always get you'll get a coach, don't worry." And I think a week before the season, I came to see Dr. Bradley and said, "You still looking for a coach?" I said, "Sure." So we had a team meeting. And during the team meeting, I realized that we had 9 or 10 players on it. As you can see, we have grown up to 20 players, and we are still in season. We have a game tomorrow night, and super proud of these guys. I'm going to call their names to get their certificates, and then move on from a little bit from there. JT Dong, Hayden Post. Sam Cannell, Hottie Mann, Evan Friedman, Crawford McDougal, Thomas Lane, Aditya, and Edwin Vaughn, Lindsay Cannell, Case Van Zelst, Adam Diener, Malrek Hebun, Thomas Drake. Thomas is my, it's on his name, he's my assistant coach missing here. Rowan Survey, Zach Croson, Carter Chabos, Brandon Caldwell, Ethan Ray, Liam Reelor, and Matt Lanier. I'm glad I saw Thomas there. Thomas is a former player of mine. If you've never met him or never seen him, he went off, played in college, and I happen to know that he came back and was accepted at medical college here. And of course, looked him up and asked him to bridge the gap between the old man and the young man. And the boys really love him. I'm sorry he couldn't be here today, but I'm sure he's busy in class somewhere down at MCG. 11-game season, 6-5, that's our record right now. We have a bye. We weren't looking that way. We were in 7th seat, and one of our favorite teams to play, Gatewood, we decided to beat them at their place, 2-1. Good game. Good fun. As luck would have it, we'll see him again tomorrow night for the 3rd time. We'll have something a little different. But one thing I want to say about this group right here, at the beginning of the year, we set some goals. We set what we wanted to do as how we wanted to represent your school, their school, our school, their parents, their community, and each other. So character was a big part of what they wanted to do. Me, with my background, I never quit. So never quit came into the play. And I just think the 3 goals they picked were really good. Have a positive season, have a showing in state, and execute the system of play that we decided to play. So far, we're on track to that. Each individual, it's hard to pick them out. They're so unique, so diverse. And, that group of 9 or 10 that I was told that I met at the parent meeting, 5 8th graders. So, right there, some coaches would probably say, oh, geez, I knew I was in the perfect place. I was right where I wanted to be. I wanted to be part of what these guys wanted to develop into. And I think we're on our way. So having said that, I think I've got 2 awards that I want to give out. And I'm not so much for, you see there's so many, everybody plays such an important role. These aren't going to be considered MVP, most improved player. They're the players that help me get through that first 9 players. They're the players that help us form into the 20 we have here. And it was really these 2 players that helped me convince that this would be a great experience to all the rest of the players. And it got contagious. And those 2 players, we'll call it the Cavalier Award, are JT and Thomas Lane. I can say great things about every single one of them, but time's limited and we've got other teams to get through. We have a thing we do, Force Family Fun. It's interesting about the wrap-off between AD and Hottie, more to come. We do things like synchronized swimming competitions. We will have interpretive dance. All these things stay in our team room, but they're very, very fun. Very, very fun. I hope I'm a big stickler about language. I hope that you see that they did represent you well. They represent their families well. They stay focused in the game, and they're just a fun group to be around. I've been banned from the team room once or twice because of them. I don't think we can earn our way back in. And I can't say enough about them. Do we have some other awards? I know who is going to be on the all-region team right now, but we're not going to give those out. hold off on those till after tomorrow, and possibly some all-state guys. In the, I can't say enough about these guys. I'm so proud of them, and I'm not a big, I believe you're doing your job, right? And that's what you need to stay focused on. So help us come out tomorrow night, root for us. We're going to give us our best effort, and every one of these guys plays. Oh, last award I was going to give, I haven't mentioned it. I talked to Dr. Bradley, but for you former military and military people in here, there's a thing known as a battle paddle or maybe a war oar, and it goes on your I Love Me wall. So I'm working on getting an AKU, which is an Okinawan battle oar, and it'll stay in the school to earn a place on it. You have to participate in this team. This will be the only year that you can get in there, be on there for 1 year. From here on out, it'll be 2 years, but it'll be an oar that'll hang somewhere in the school and have a plaque that hangs down, and only seniors will be represented on it. So all you seniors, you guys, part of the war crew, okay? You started something here on that. So wish I had it for you to show you what it is, but I'm sure you can look it up. It's EKU in a coup. Thank you.
At this time, if I can ask Coach Palermo and Coach Shook to join me on stage for varsity girls and boys track and field. All right, good afternoon. Before I bring up our track and field teams, there are a few key people I want to thank for this season. First is our other track and field coaches, Coach Palermo and Coach Shook. Coach Palermo does so much for our team, but most noticeable is her love for each athlete and being the team's absolute biggest cheerleader. Coach Shook pours his heart into each and every athlete, and his wholehearted belief in every athlete they can do big things. Last, I want to thank Coach Morgan. While he did not, last coach I want to thank is Coach Morgan. While he did not coach varsity this year, he did coach middle school, and his unflappability and willingness to take over middle school as varsity started was a huge asset to our program. I cannot tell you the relief, the stress it took off of the three of us as coaches. I would also like to thank Dr. Bradley for his unwavering support of the program and willingness to get us whatever we need. Mr. Spratt and his staff for helping to maintain the track and field complex, especially Mr. Hines. I don't think we had a track meet this season where I did not call him and need something, and it was like he appeared out of thin air. And also I'd like to thank Coach Schmock for helping get set up on meet days. Last but not least, I would like to thank our parents for their support and willingness to let the coaches be a part of their children's lives. At this time, I will call up both our girls and boys track teams since they practice and compete together. 8th grader Bella Baker, 9th grader Aubrey Dantzler, 11th grader Randy Ebron Frails, 9th grader Kate Harris, 11th grader Mesa Awansky, 9th grader Mayla Jones, 11th grader Ashley Blue, 9th grader Demetria Payne, 10th grader Jada Hicks, 11th grader Amelie Wang, 12th grader Annie Trapp, and 12th grader Annabelle Mawanya. Okay, on the boys' side, 11th grader Kayvon Boxton, 9th grader Carter Chavis, 9th grader Ali Clapp, 11th grader Seth Krausen, 8th grader Hayes Ellington, 9th grader Sawyer Gates, 8th grader Fred McAteer, 12th grader Hank Monig, 9th grader Nick Wynn, 9th grader MJ Sweeney, 10th grader Stephen Stallings, 8th grader Emmanuel Telfer, 11th grader Kanye Walker, and 9th grader Jason Zhang. Track and field is a unique sport. It's both an individual sport and a team sport. In addition to it, it is a sport where there is no way to play defense. Your offense essentially is your defense. The only way to beat an opponent is to flat out outperform them. You cannot control your opponent's time or distance. You can only control your own times and distances, and you can only do so by giving your best effort. This year's team is very, very young. We only had 3 seniors between both the boys and girls teams. When you looked at their overall experience in the sport, you saw that they had a lot of talent, and some of them have been competing for a long time, and some of them competing for not so long. So it was a really diverse group. Despite their youth, they carried themselves with maturity. Week after week, they worked hard and got better in all their events. We saw faster times and further distances. To our 3 seniors, I would like to thank you for all your hard work, your positive attitudes throughout the season. I hope that you carry your work ethics and attitudes off the field to college with you and throughout life. To our juniors, sophomores, freshmen, and 8th graders, I encourage you all to keep up your hard work, stay active by playing other sports in the other seasons, get in the weight room to build the strength, power, and endurance to come out next year and experience even more success. For our awards, we have 2 Coaches Awards and 2 Cavalier Awards, one for each gender. I want to start with our Coaches Awards. The first Coaches Award goes to a young lady who is kind, quiet, and respectful, but she also possesses a deep inner drive to keep going. She pushes herself each and every practice. She understands the term of delayed gratification, and that we must often work very hard for a very long time to get what we want. And I think her performance this year showed her efforts come to fruition. Our first Coaches Award goes to Miss Ashley Liu. Our second Coaches Award goes to a young man who is a picture of consistency. He came to practice every day and he worked his craft tirelessly. When he was asked to do things outside of his comfort zone, he dove into the task. His hard work and willingness to step outside of his comfort zone resulted in new personal best after new personal best each week. Our second Coaches Award goes to Kayvon Boxton. Our first Cavalier Award goes to a young man who changed the dynamic of our team on the first day that he came out to practice. Coming in from basketball season, we were in the full swing of track and field. But when he came out, things changed. His presence pushed everyone to be a little bit better. His work ethic inspired others to work even harder than before. He pushed himself and others followed his lead. He did whatever the team needed and wanted of him, and he did it to the absolute best of his ability. Our first Cavalier Award this year goes to Mr. Hank Monig. Our second Cavalier Award goes to a young lady who I can sum up in one word: character. She embodies what it means to be a Cavalier. Being a talented athlete is a gift which we do not have control over, but our attitude and how we react to our success is something we do have control over. She works extremely hard, she is a humble winner, and on the rare occasions that she needs to, she is a gracious loser. She is all smiles all the time. Our second Cavalier Award goes to Miss Annie Trapp. Annie, I want you to stay right there. Come on back. The fact that Annie holds such high character only makes me more excited to tell you this. Last year I said in my speech that I don't use the word great lightly. Greatness is a term reserved for few. Many people can be good, but few can be great. Annie has proven herself with her numbers to be a great distance runner. She is the school's record holder in track and field in the 3,200 and 1,600, not to mention in the 5K for cross country. She is the state champion this year and now the new state record holder in the 3,200, the 1600, and the 800. Her records and efforts should serve as a reminder to all of us that hard work does pay off. So Annie, it is my joy, and these other two coaches' joy, to present you with a plaque that commemorates your 3 state records. To the team, thank you again for all your hard work and your efforts. This season has been an absolute blast. Last but certainly not least, we have Coach Co with boys and girls tennis.
All right, good afternoon. It's been an incredible journey for both the boys and girls varsity tennis teams. It's been a whirlwind of a season right from the get-go, starting in late January and ending up recently with the boys making the state, boys and girls making the state individual and team tournaments. Both teams made significant improvements from the first practice to the last, and most of all, their willingness to support each other, both on and off the courts, is just one of the most rewarding parts of coaching these young athletes. Coach Casatney and I are always fascinated by all the discussions that we had in mealtime and on bus rides. And, you know, they range from caloric intake to the science behind, which water tastes the best. It's really kind of fun to coach here at Augusta Prep. I think it only happens with our athletes. But this year was kind of interesting because all of our members of the tennis team had to join what we call the UTR. It's a Universal Tennis Rating. And this is a rating system that actually is used by professionals. And it's one of the ways to cut down on sort of stacking that happens between schools. So we actually got to do a lot of math like stats, which is really awesome because we're crowding around looking at all of these numbers. And basically a UTR rating is you're a 1.0 all the way to a professional, which is 16.5. And you know, the number 1 player in the world, Novak Djokovic, he's a 16.24. Our team's working on that, but we're between 1 and 5.5. But we're getting there. Our season record is awesome. So speaking of stats, our regular season played, our boys did not lose 1 match at all for the whole season, and the girls just dropped 1 match and unfortunately losing to Brentwood in one of our season matches. But I'm happy to celebrate all their wins this year. It's been absolutely incredible. So I'm just going to call up the team one by one. Okay. So Sarah Vander, singles 1. Shannon Taylor, team captain, had a stellar season with only 1 loss. Sarah had the stamina of a triathlete. She was seeded number 2 in individual regions and played an absolute stellar game in the semifinal. It was a grueling 3-hour match against Brentwood's number 1 seed, almost defeating her, but losing in a 2 out of 3 set match in the 3rd set 7-5. She was so close in being a finalist. She stuck it out throughout the match and was pumped up every point. The challenging part was after she played this 3-hour match, she had to turn around and play another match 45 minutes later for the 3rd and 4th place to determine what placement she would get at state. Joanna Vender, 8th grader. Singles 2 had a fantastic season. She was motivated to play at the top of her game, playing against players well above her years, and still managed to finish the season by losing only 1 match during the regular season play. Hannah Kelly, 11th grader. She too had a great season in which she matched her fellow athletes in dropping only 1 match throughout the whole season. Her tenacity in playing to win helped tense moments when she was behind, but she always dug deep and pulled through. Doubles 1, Gracie Bush and Elizabeth Fender. Junior and senior. This is a duo. Oh, I'm sorry. Gracie is, junior. This is a duo with chemistry. This team evolved into a place where they would work together like clockwork. The duo did not speak much to each other, but when they played tennis, they spoke with their tennis rackets. And it was always loud and clear. They were going to get the job done and win. Gracie's magnanimous personality and Elizabeth's pensive focus were a force to be reckoned with. They finished in the Final Four at Regions Individual and earned themselves a spot at state. Doubles 2, Paige Chambers, of 10th grade, and Lily Platt, 10th grade. This doubles team improved in the 3 months of play like no one I've ever seen. I know their first practice was something they actually wanted to forget about, but they finished the season with absolutely incredible record because they were the most important team, as their win at state was the reason the girls made and advanced to the semifinals. I must say this group of athletes was one of the best I've ever coached. They bring out the best in each other on and off the court. They all have positive approaches to bettering themselves from one match to the other. They're open-minded and always willing to listen to suggestions from Coach Casappi and myself. And they have the best attitude when there's a loss, as they support each other by boosting each other's spirits. Girls, you have a lot to be proud of, as you are getting the runner-up region champions for the 2nd year in a row, and making it to the Final Four at state. That's a great accomplishment. Let's give them a hand. And now to the awards. I know you hear this every year. It's just always a very, very difficult part. But this year we're going to give a Most Improved Player and a Coach's Award. A Most Improved Player award goes to someone who has improved leaps and bounds from the last year to this. She has high expectations from the first practice to the last match. Her unwavering demand for excellence and improvements is exemplary. She is a dedicated player at practice and gives it all at every match. At state, she was one of 2 players that pulled the whole team through for the Final Four. You would never know when you see or see her play that she's only played tennis for 2 years. This award goes to none other than Paige Chambers. Our second award, the Coach's Award, to go to somebody who perseveres through thick and thin, has an excellent attitude for competition, and has a stamina like I've never seen. She played a 3-hour match, and having lost the first set 4-6, then coming back from behind to win 6-2, and then just barely losing the last set 5-7, and then turning around to play another match 45 minutes later. It's absolutely unbelievable. And then at state, she wasn't feeling well, but she still had to battle a very tight match, and she hung in there the whole time. This Coach's Award goes to someone who's very coachable, has an amazing attitude, none other than Sarah Linder. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2024 AA Region runner-ups and the second year in a row, the girls varsity tennis team. And now for the boys team, let's bring them up. Alex Casatli, 11th grader, captain of the boys team, AA Region single boys champion. Wow, what an accomplishment to be the best. He was, as he put it, locked in from the start of the season to the end. He was unwavering and did not lose a set or match the whole season. Sometimes the scariest thing for a coach to hear from a player is when they say, "I got this, coach." But with Alex, he meant it. Aiden Coe, freshman, a tremendously improved player from last year. He now plays a wide variety of shots to keep you guessing at each point. He strategizes every point. His plans are well executed, just like a chess master. His anticipation of opponent's shots and problem-solving abilities earned him 2nd place next to Alex at the region individual tournament. He had to play Alex for the championship. And so it's kind of funny because, I turned to Coach Casatli and I said, both their sons are playing, like, who's going to coach whom? So it was kind of enjoyable to watch them compete against each other. But what a great opponent to lose to, Alex Casatli. Okay, 3rd singles, Caleb Hogan, 8th grader. A tremendous season for this 8th grader. Caleb was a true asset to the team. He only lost 1 match in the regular season because of this record. His wins at region individuals helped place the team in an advantageous position for seeding at state team. Kudos, Caleb. We look forward to you being on the varsity team again next year, and this young man loves tennis. Doubles 1, Jake Johnson and Arun Jayabalan. with 11th graders. This duel was spectacular. The chemistry was perfect for each other. They strategized in each match so well that they finished with an impeccable record. They too are kind of like chess masters. They like to come from behind. It gives this coach really like it's really close to having a heart attack each time. But they come back and they're absolutely amazing. They dig deep. In the first round, they came back from a 3-6 loss in the first set and tied the second set, and then they took up the third set and won 10-2 in the state individuals. And in the quarterfinals, they battled the games fiercely, winning the first set, losing the second, and then they lost the third so close it was 10-8. It was a really fierce battle. They just missed it by this much. Doubles 2, Julian Gerstedt and Yu-Chen Lin. Julian is a ninth grader, and Yu-Chen is also a ninth grader. Another spectacular double with phenomenal chemistry. These two players are the most stoic doubles players I've ever seen. They hustle for every shot. You never see any expression on their face, but they get the job done. They play with razor sharp focus, and during the regular season, this doubles team was solely responsible for our win over Brentwood during the regular season and was helping us become the region team champions. Ethan Fudge, 11th grader, and Colby Love, 10th grader. Both players extraordinary, helped the team win during the season and helped fill in for absences and injuries. Colby Love is a tennis player that can scale the net while hitting a volley. His high jumps and wide reaches never let a ball go, and he guards that net like a soccer player. Ethan Fudge was also a huge asset for the team. Being a left-handed player, he always had the opponent guessing where he was going to hit the shots. He was really instrumental in helping the team win the regions this year. In all, this boys team had a spectacular season. Region team champions, having the region boys singles champion, and runner-up on the team at state. It's really something to be proud of. I would say we didn't have too shabby of a year, so we really wanted to win state this year. We won it last year. We came in runner-up and we lost to Brentwood, but we decided we're going to be nice to them this year and let them win. So we're going to come back next year and take the title. All right, the Coaches Award. This award is given to a real student of tennis. His daily pursuit of ways to improve, his technique, his strategy is exemplary. It is clear he has a great desire to take his tennis to a higher level. His enthusiasm for the game is limitless, and his integrity on the court and support for the team is endless. And his team spirit is absolutely fantastic. He is the guy that always helps us get the prep on 3. He's a tremendous athlete, runs down every single ball and gets it. This coach's award goes to Jake Johnson. And finally, the Cavalier Award. Last year, this athlete was awarded the MVP for the last boy standing when we were competing at state. And this year, he led the team to the as runner-up at the boys state, and not only that, he won the regions tournament, and not only that, he won the state individual tournament. That's quite an amazing feat. The Cavalier Award goes to none other than Alex Casale. He also has been awarded the All-State Award. In closing, I know Dr. Bradley has thanked many people for who are helping athletics. I want to just say a special thank you to Ann Bender for being a tennis mom, and to John Bender for being a tennis mom in training. Thank you very much for your hard work, for ensuring that we had enough snacks and lunches to be adequately hydrated. I also want to thank the parents of both teams, especially for those who made extraordinary arrangements for your child to fly back early from spring break to compete in the state individuals. I know it was very inconvenient, and there were many logistical issues to make it work for the students. So I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for your support. And finally, I would like to thank Coach Casale for all his help and expertise It really does take a village. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2024 region champions, state runner-up boys champion tennis team.
One more time before we would dismiss, on behalf of Dr. Bradley and the entire athletic department, we would once again, first of all, like to thank the parents for entrusting us with your children. They're such a joy for us to have in our lives. Second, thank you again to the coaches for all your hard work, efforts, all the extra time that you guys put in. Thank you to Mr. Spratt and his team for keeping our facilities nice and clean and keeping maintaining everything that eventually does break down. Thank you again to our administration, Mr. Clements, Mr. Willard, and all our teachers for your love and support of these student athletes as they do their best on and off the field. One quick reminder, if you did receive an award today, whether it was all region, all state, a Cavalier Coaches Team Award, please see Mr. Gay out in the lobby for photos afterwards. At this time, we'll go ahead and let our parents and faculty release.